Hi, I'm Jillian with the Jump Living Group and Jump Real Estate. Today I'm going to tell you some clients that had a decision to make. They were needing to move because of work, and they had their current property that had about $500,000 or $600,000 in equity in it, and they had to decide, should they rent it out and become landlords, or should they sell it and use the money for their new home? When we first started talking, these guys were planning on keeping their current home to rent it out and just going ahead and financing the next house. After some discussion and watching the market, they decided, when else can they take advantage of $500,000 tax-free money and being able to have a very minimal mortgage on the new house? These guys were also faced with the decision, do we want to be landlords or do we not? Neither of them decided that being a landlord was something they wanted to do, so they decided to simplify their lives and sell the house. One thing we discussed during the process was the idea of renting the house out for maybe a year, seeing if they liked being a landlord, and if they didn't, then taking advantage of selling it. Current laws with the IRS say that if you're a married couple, you can sell your house and make up to $500,000 in profit, so taking what you paid and what you've put into the house as your basis, and then you can make up to $500,000 on that house and not pay taxes on it if you lived in it as a primary residence for 2 of the last 5 years. So they could try renting it for a year, and then they could still go back to saying, hey, we're going to sell it. We didn't like being a landlord. One thing they didn't know about was the option of recasting their loan. So a concern they had was, well, if we get this new house and we, finance $500,000-$600,000 of it with our payments up here, then when we go and sell the rental, they didn't realize they could put that money towards the principal of the loan and then have their lender recast it, which would bring down their payments. So for them, that was very eye-opening to see that, oh, we can recast it. We're not going to be stuck with these payments. Try it for a year. Worst case, we don't like it, sell, recast the loan, and sort of go from there. One option we talked about was renting the property for a year and giving it a try, seeing if they like being a landlord. If they didn't like it, then there's the option of still being able to take advantage of that tax credit if they sell quickly enough, and then being able to recast the loan to bring down their payments. Obviously, I'm not a lender or a financial advisor, so you're going to want to check with your lender and or financial advisor to make sure this option could work for you, but normally recasting a loan is an option. Let's start with pros. So pros were, you have the additional monthly income. So if you are locked in at a low rate and you bought, several years ago, 10 years or 12 years ago in this case, then your payments aren't going to be that high, and you're going to actually be able to not only pay your mortgage by renting, but actually increase your income. So usually a lender is going to be able to count 75% of this rental income to contribute to your DTI, to your income. So you'll be able to increase your income and then help your qualifications on the second loan. Secondly is, if the market continues to appreciate, as real estate historically has done, then you're going to be able to have 2 properties that are appreciating, increasing the overall value of both properties. I guess a third pro is, as a landlord, you might be able to meet some pretty fun people. And some cons we listed were, you've got to have the hassle of finding renters. What if you get a bad renter? What if something like COVID happens again and you get some tenants that can't pay their rent and you can't kick them out? Well, this is a concern that some people do have after seeing what happened in 2020. The other thing, you're going to have maintenance on the house. What if something comes up? You're going to have to set money aside to take care of the house, which, depending on how much money you're getting every month, may or may not be that big of a deal on it. But it is something to think about. And third, if the rental market goes down and you're unable to find tenants, that, can be stressful. If you've got a property that you're contemplating selling or renting, I would love to talk to you about your specific situation. Please reach out and we can go through the pros and cons for you.